So I hope PPT is visible now.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No. I hope it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
So okay, you are starting with a new chapter today. That is referred as development of solid surface. Again, some understanding of the solid is required to go for development of solid surface also. Whatever the type of problem you have discussed in projection of solid, the same solid you are going for the development of lateral surfaces of the solid. We'll come to know what is lateral surface, what is development later. Once again, I'm giving whatever the photos I have for the solid. Once again, I'm giving brief introduction to each and every solid. Then we'll go for the actual development of solid. This is a tetrahedron. Tetrahedron. For timing, you can consider this as a triangular prism. There are some development. The triangular prism means one is base surface, and these side surface or inclined surface are referred as lateral surface in the case of development of solid. The bottom surface is the base surface, and side surfaces are referred as lateral surface. Can you see the cursor? Can you see the cursor? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means, so when you come to the development of solids, you are not developing the bottom surface, but at time being, you have to remember, so you are concentrating on the side surfaces, or these are the inclined surface. Those surfaces are referred as slant surfaces. So now the topmost one is base. These are the sand surfaces. You are opening like this. Imagine you have a Caesar. Imagine it is this particular tetrahedron, or timing it will consider as a pyramid. So take the scissor, cut along this direction. So from this point to this point, then open it. So then it is referred as a, and you are removing the bottom face. The bottom you have triangle. So you are removing the bottom triangle. You are cutting along this edge. You can see the front edge. And once you cut and open it, then it is referred as a development of solid. So, but you are not developing the bottom surface. You are totally removing this bottom surface. You take the scissor and cut this portion, bottom surface, you remove it, then cut along this the vertical edge and open it. That will be the solid. Like this, we have one more solid here. So bottom surface, taking the scissor and cutting the bottom surface, then you are taking out the complete bottom surface. So you are left with only hollow surface. And once again, take the scissor and cut from bottom, from this point to this point. You can see the front edge, the dark front edge. Take the scissor or some blade. Imagine this is a paper model. So cut from this point to this point and open it. So then it is referred as a development of the solid. Same thing here. So we have bottom triangle. So bottom triangle is by scissor. You cutting this. Imagine this. Everything is made of paper model. So bottom triangle you are removing, cutting and removing out from the solid. Then taking any inclined edge, cutting along this inclined edge, either this edge or this edge. There are three inclined edges, or those edges are referred as slant edges. So whatever may be the slant edges, we cut along the slant edges, you open it. Imagine it is made by some soldering or some other mechanism. You can take out the soldering also, like this. For timing, understanding, take the scissor, cut from bottom corner to the top corner. So then it will be open. So then it is referred as, so imagine you're taking out the bottom surface. We have one inclined slant edge. So you're cutting along this direction, then opening it, will get three triangular surfaces. Once it is open, we open to the, let it be open to the table, open and keep it on the ground or the floor. Then it is referred as a development of solid. So even for the square also, even for the pyramid also, same thing. What you are doing is, you are taking out the bottom square face. In the bottom there is a square face. You are taking out the complete bottom face of the pyramid, square face of the pyramid. We are taking out totally. You are taking out. Then taking the scissor, cutting along this direction. We have one front edge. So once you cut and once it is open, so then you'll get around three, four triangular faces. That itself is a development of the triangular pyramid, so our square pyramid. So here we have, imagine you have the square pyramid here. The initial stage, you are cutting the bottom face. You have the square, bottom face is square. From all edges, you are taking the scissor and cutting all the edge along the all edges. You are taking out the this square face from the solid. Then remaining is only hollow. Imagine it will end with only hollow pyramid. So take the scissor, cut from this point to this point, then open it. So we'll get four triangular faces, one adjacent to the another. Those triangular faces are referred as the development of solid. Same thing here also, here also, here also. Even for cube also, let it be square prism, let it be. So you are taking out the top, the square face, and you are taking out the complete bottom square face. Then remaining is only hollow, the prism or cube. Then you are cutting along this direction. Take the scissor and cut from this point to this point, then open it. So we'll get four, the rectangular surface or square for the surfaces. That is nothing but the development. The cube and all those things will study later. First we'll come back to the actual problem now. First you understand this, I think this is a development of square prism. So now we have square here, this is square prism. So square prism is top surfaces, it is rests on the horizontal HP. The front surface is square here and backside surface is square. You can see here, take the scissor and cut this front face and open it, we'll get one more square. As per your drawing is considered, so this you are taking out, you are not retaining this square because you are opening the front face of the square. Take the scissor and cut from all four directions. You are taking out this square. In the similar way, on the back side, there is a one more square. That square also taking out that particular square. So once you take out those two faces, front face of the square prism and the back side face of the square prism, we end with hollow square prism. After taking out this face as well as this face, we are end with hollow prism. So for the hollow prism, so take the scissor and cut along this longitudinal edge. We have longer edge. This is a longer edge. So let it be you are opening from this edge. And most I think this is from the left edge. We have longer left edge. So once you cut this and you open it, so we will get four the rectangular faces. So we can see here, this is the one rectangular face. On the rightmost, there is a one more rectangular face. Just below the square, there is one rectangular face. On left side, there is a one more rectangular face. So that so now if you see one more diagram also, you can see here. This is a square. You are taking out this. Imagine this is a square. We can see. So you are taking out the front face of the square. We have the front square face. Back side there is a one more square face. So you are taking out those two separate totally. That is not required as per your syllabus. It's not required, but still they are written here F and E. So F and E correspond to front square face and F correspond to backside square face. So after taking out those two square face, so you are cutting along one particular this longer edge. You can see this is a longer edge. So once you cut along the longer edge and you are opening it, so once you open it, you'll get four squares A, B, C, D that correspond to the lateral surface of the square prism. So already you have seen some prism here. I think this is one lateral surface. The rightmost is the one lateral surface. The leftmost is one more lateral surface. the back side there is one more lateral surface, and front one more lateral surface. There are 4 lateral surface. Even for the square prism, there are 4 lateral surface. So all 4 lateral surfaces are rectangular. So those 4 rectangular surface we can see here. A is one rectangular surface. B is one more rectangular vertical face or square rectangular face. C is one more rectangle. That D is one more rectangle. You can see from this diagram. Imagine this: the front is A, the right face is B, behind the rectangular face is C, and left side rectangular face is D. So if you once you imagine already you have taken out this top square and bottom square, then if you open from this point to this point, then we'll end with 4 rectangular faces A, B, C, D. Or in simple way, if you go for development of square prism, so development of the square prism is nothing but, so the rectangle, there will get 4 rectangle A, B, C, D. So in simple example, like what I can give is, I think in our what is that, coffee kutira, you are taking out some the roll. So it is cylindrical in nature. Then you open it. So once it is open, if it is chapati roll or some other roll, then you will get one circle, excluding that other material ingredient. But normally you get open. That is, you are cutting and opening it. So once it's open, so we'll get rectangle. If you consider square prism, once it is open, we'll get 4 rectangular face. Before that, this is rectangular prism. This is again rectangular prism. Same diagram I shown here for the rectangular. So this front face is rectangle and back side face is again rectangle. You can see here. So originally we have the square. So we cut at one particular edge. Then if you open, it is almost like, you imagine we have the bed. It is totally closed. So it is like a cylinder initially. So once it is open, so it will become rectangular. We have length as well as width. Opening of it is almost like a opening of the bed. Imagine it is a bed or mat. It is initially, it is cylindrical in nature. So once it is open, then it will become the rectangle. Same thing is shown here. We have a rectangular prism. So we are cut along one particular longer edge, and you are opening it. So once it is open, we will get, for the rectangle there are 4 lateral faces. You have to remember. This is pentagonal prism. For rectangle, there are 4 lateral faces. Front face is 1. Let it be face A. The right side face is B. The back side rectangular face is C. And left side rectangular face is D. We have 4 the vertical faces. These vertical faces are referred as lateral faces in the development of solid. There are 4 vertical faces for the rectangular prism. Those 4 vertical faces are referred as the lateral faces in the case of development of the solid. So as per your syllabus is considered, you are going only for the development of lateral faces of the solid. So that means for rectangle, so we'll get 4. If you open this, we'll get 4 rectangles. All 4 rectangles are lying one side by side. Or we can see this is one more. Like 4-1, AB is one lateral face. Similarly, 2-1, BA is one more lateral face. So I hope everything is fine. Is it visible and audible? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Someone? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So you are developing in the sense. So in the case of rectangular prism, so you are developing the lateral faces, not top face or bottom face. You're not developing the lateral. You are not developing the top face. We have top face 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are removing this. Initially in the initial phase itself, you are cutting along the edge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you are removing the complete 1, 2, 3, 4 square. You are taking out from the development. In the similar way, we have bottom face A, B, C, D. So you are taking out this initially. You are cutting along A, B, then C, D, then C, D, then D, A. So then you get one rectangle. You are taking out the rectangle totally. Then we end with only the hollow square prism. Imagine you are opening from DA. you're opening the hollow square prism, or you're cutting along the edge DA. Then after cutting the, imagine it is a paper model. After cutting edge 4D, if you open it, so we'll get 4 rectangle. All 4 rectangles side by side, we'll get on the left side, we'll get 2 rectangle, on the right side, we'll get 2 rectangle. That is nothing but the development. The same thing is shown here. You're removing this but front face of the prism, and backside face of the prism you're taking out completely. Then you're cutting along one particular longer edge. Then you are opening it. So we'll get 4 lateral faces. We can see one already semi-opened lateral face on the left side. So on the right side, semi-opened lateral face. This is rightmost edge plane, and here there is a one more lateral face. So exactly below this square prism, there is a one more lateral face. If you do that, you'll get like this. Finally, you get A, B, C, D. So we are end with A, B, C, D. Here also you can see it is a half open. We're getting only A, B, C. Still it has to open. So when you come to pentagonal prism, so pentagonal prism, there are 5 lateral faces. The rightmost. So you can see this is one face, backside to 2 faces. Here one face, front one face, right side one face. There are 5 lateral faces. So as usual, you are taking out the top pentagon out, and bottom pentagonal surface also taking out from the solid. Then remaining with hollow pentagonal prism. It is like a pipe, hollow pipe. So now you are opening this edge from, let it be A. You are opening this edge. Once it is open, then we'll get 5 rectangle. In the case of square prism, we'll get 4 rectangle. In the case of pentagonal prism, you get 5 rectangle. So each rectangle refers to vertical faces. There are 5 vertical faces. Imagine this is one vertical face. The left side, one more vertical face. The right side, one more vertical face. The back side, there are 2 vertical faces. So we'll get one rectangle. On that rectangle, we'll get 5 edges. Same thing is shown here. So you can see here also, we have the pentagon. This is the actual pentagon. It is a 3D view. 3D is nothing but isometric view. We'll come to know what is the isometric view later. It is 3D view. You can see the 3D pentagonal prism. So now this is your front and top view of the prism that already you have done in projection solid. As usual, in the first step, you have to draw the front and top view of the this prism or prism. Most of the time you are dealing with pentagonal prism, square prism, and rectangular prism today. The first part of your development of solid surfaces, so initially you have to keep the whole solid on horizontal plane, and you have to draw the top view as well as front view based on the given condition. Then you have to cut open the one particular edge. So once you cut open the one particular edge, so then this is a pentagonal prism. The pentagonal prism means we have 5 surfaces. The 5 you are talking about the lateral surfaces or vertical surfaces. The number 1 that is the one vertical face. 2 is one more rectangular face. 3 is one more rectangular face. 4th is one more rectangular face. On the leftmost side there is one more rectangular face. There are 5 rectangular faces. Once it is cut open, so then we'll get the 5 rectangular faces. The total length of the rectangular face is, suppose the base edge of the rectangle is 20 mm. So A to B is 20 mm, B to C is again 20 mm, C to D is again 20 mm, because each edge length is, once you construct the pentagon, so AB is 20, BC is again 20, CD is again 20, DE is again 20. So total length of the rectangle is, the 20 mm refers to the each side of the pentagon, into there are 5 edges, hence 20 into 5, finally you get 100 mm. This is the development of the pentagon. Same thing is shown here. You have the pentagon. So you have drawn the front view. It is open from one particular corner, either left side or right side. Most of the time it is open in the rightmost side. So once it is open, so we'll get 5 surfaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is one extra, because especially for the joining purpose or soldering or welding, they'll use additional some small amount of material. That is shown here. This part as well as this part. I hope now you understood what is development. If once you understood, then we'll go for one problems on First, we start with square prism. So now we are talking about the development of solids. So development of solid, as per your syllabus, you have to study only the development of lateral surface or vertical surfaces, not on the top and bottom surface. So we are considering only the vertical surface in the case of prism. So now this is the square prism. You are familiar. So we have A, B. This is A is the top face is square, bottom face is square, and there are four vertical faces. These four vertical faces are referred as lateral surfaces. We have four vertical faces. So right side one face, left side one vertical face. Those are long rectangle. The front one rectangular face, back side one more rectangular face. Those are referred as vertical faces or the lateral faces. Other than those lateral faces or vertical face, there is one top surface. The top surface is a square, and again bottom surface is again square. As far your development is considered, you are taking out the square, this top square surface separately, taking out from the complete drawing. The bottom surface A, B, C, D is again you are taking out from the solid. Then we end with only hollow square prism. You can imagine hollow square prism after taking out the top surface as well as the bottom surfaces. So for a hollow square prism, you have to open it from any end, from top, from this point to this point, you open it. Then so cut it from this corner to this bottom, corresponding bottom corner, then open it. So we'll get four long rectangle. That is nothing but development. Same thing is shown here, one more rectangle. So your topmost red shaded square, this is square prism. This is taken out. The topmost red shaded, reddish shaded square is taken out, and bottom also again square is taken out from the drawing. Then we end with four vertical faces. We can see this is a front vertical face, this is left vertical face, we have one more right vertical face, back side one more vertical face, finally end with four vertical faces. So once you open, so we'll get four the rectangle. That is nothing but development. Same thing is square prism is shown here, same thing, no different. So now this is normally referred as skeleton model. So now you are taking out the top square, you are taking out the bottom square face, and end with hollow square prism. So then you are opening from this point, you are cutting from this point to this point. Imagine it is a hollow, if it is a paper model. Then once it is open, we'll get four rectangle side by side. That is nothing but a development. This is again already explained. So now this is the top face, this front face and back face. Those two faces are removed. In the initially, you are taking out from the drawing. Then you are opening from one corner from this point to this point. Then you are opening it. Then you get rectangle, four rectangle, leftmost rectangle, rightmost rectangle. So one more rectangle you can see here. Exactly below the square prism, there is one more rectangle. So finally, we end with four rectangle. If the length of the square, the base edge is 20 mm, the total the rectangle length becomes 20 into 4. So totally, the length of the rectangle become 80 mm. Then height that will do. So same thing is shown here. We have rectangle. You are taken out E face E, and the back side there is one more face F. Those two are taken out from the drawing. Then you are opening the rectangle. Then you are opening the rectangle. Once you open, you get four rectangle A, B, C, D. The each edge length is equal to the edge length of the square prism. Now this is on problem on. I think if you those who are having a primer book also, you can parallel, you can refer also. Now square prism is known. Square prism already you have done one problems on square prism of base side 40 mm. So this side is 40 mm. Here you can see here a square prism. This side is 40 mm. This is square prism. Better to write in this primer. There is some notation confusion. So you can write A1, B1, C1, D1. Better to write in this way. So A, B, C, D correspond to top face. I'm talking about this. We have A. Imagine you are starting from. It's also part of like almost. Imagine this is the leftmost carbon is A. Imagine this top point is A. Corresponding bottom point is A1. Next, this point is B1. B. This corresponding bottom point is B1. Similarly, top point is C. Corresponding bottom point is C1. D. D1. Better to write like this. Otherwise, it will look like a rectangle. It is not a rectangle, a square. It is a square prism. If you write A, B, C, D like this, but okay, it's also okay. But better to write A, A1, B, B1, C, C1, as well as D, D1. So that is nothing but your square prism. A, B, C, D refers to top face. A1, B1, C1, D1 refer to bottom face. Still, if you have a doubt about top view and front view, you can go back to the solid problems. There's some problems are solved. We can refer it back. So now we have square prism is given. The base side is also given. This is 40 mm. All four sides are 40 mm. The axis length is 65 mm. The height of the prism is 65 mm. Is resting on HP on its base. The first statement is almost like a problems on solid. With all vertical faces are equally inclined to VP. So with all vertical faces are equally inclined to VP is nothing but you have to draw the square in the like this particular position or rhombus position. Then all inclination, imagine this angle. Suppose if you take the angle of CD, if you extend it further, so that angle will be 5 with respect to XY line. If you extend AD, that also angles 5. Both angles are same when in this particular position. Don't you worry about that part. Once you say it is equally inclined to VP, draw the square in the top view like a rhombus. But don't. But inside the angle should be 90 degrees. That also you have practiced in the case of projection of plane surfaces. You have dealt with 1 or 2 problems on square plane, and you have done some problems in projection of solids also. There also it is nothing but a corner condition. For solid, it is a corner condition. So you have to draw the top view for the corner condition. Automatically, it will satisfy this condition. That means resting on HP on its base with all the vertical faces being equally inclined to VP. This particular condition is automatically satisfied once you draw the square for the corner condition, or the diagonal of the square is parallel to XY line, another diagonal is parallel to perpendicular to XY line. We have one diagonal AC which is parallel to XY line. Definitely other diagonal will be perpendicular to XY line. If you draw in this particular position, then automatically it will satisfy equal inclination condition. I hope there is no doubt in drawing the top view of the square. A1, B, B1, C, C1, D, D1. Write it like that. Then you know how to draw the front view of the square. You have to draw the front view of the square. Again, you'll get height of the square is given at a height of 65, draw on horizontal line. And initially, you draw the front view of the square with thin and light line. You have to draw the initial square with thin and light line. So other than development, you are cutting some portion of the square, like a cutting of a watermelon or some cucumber, etc. You are cutting left portion of the square or right portion of the square. Then you are opening the square prism. So only some portion is chopped that you are removing from the drawing. So remaining portion you are making dark. So as per front view is considered, you have one cutting plane. Imagine taking a knife, you are cutting the like a watermelon or some other vegetables or some fruits. So one portion is small portion is taken out. Imagine you have given to your friend. Then another around 60 to 70% is remaining with you. For that portion only, you have to make it dark. We can see here. So only we have one inclined line that makes an 60 degree. That is nothing but a cutting plane. So above this line, everything is removed from the solid. So remaining portion, you have to make it dark. This portion is already removed. So only remaining portion you have to make it dark. Initially, you have to draw the square with thin and light line. Then there is a cutting plane. You are not just developing, you are cutting some portion of the square prism. Then remaining portion, you are going for the development. Now you can see that So it is cut by an inclined plane 60 degree to HP. Same 60 degree HP line is given here, 60 degree line here, and perpendicular to vertical plane. You are cutting plane. You can imagine one more plane, cutting plane, which is perpendicular to XY line. Imagine A dash 4 dash. Imagine that's the plane which is perpendicular to XY line, and it is passing through a point on the axis at a distance of 15 mm from the top face. So that means your cutting plane, you can cut on the leftmost side or rightmost side at the exactly at the center or along the diagonal line, but they have given some condition for drawing 60 degree line. Your cutting plane is makes an angle 60 degree with XY line or with HP, and it is passes through some point that the distance is given. It is passing through a point on the axis. So it passes through a point on the axis. If you move it further towards left, it may not be passes through the axis. If you move the cutting plane to the rightmost side, so it may not be passes through the axis, but it's passes through the axis at a distance of 15 mm from the top face. When you come to construction, so first you have to draw the front view of the square prism that you are familiar, already you are done for the solid. Then, so you have to identify the point. Already you have marked the axis O1 was the axis. This is the O1. They are not shown O1 and O, but still you can mark O1, O, and mark draw one thin horizontal line at a height of 15 mm. That means pass out through a point on the axis at a height of 15 mm. You have to draw one horizontal line at a distance of 15 mm from the top face. The topmost horizontal line refers to top face. Then draw one 15 mm line. Once you draw 15 mm line, the 15 mm line, so then you will get one point. So on that particular point, imagine this is a vertical axis. O1 is the axis. You are familiar already. You have developed the solids of projection of solids, especially the square prism. This is O1. This is the axis. So then you get one point on the axis that is at a distance of 15 mm. About this point, draw one horizontal line. This inclined line 60 degree. So once you draw this inclined line 60 degree, so it will cut each and every longer edges. So now you have cutting plane. You have cut the solid at having some inclined plane. Cutting direction is inclined. Then this cutting, once you chopped off the top portion is removed. So we can identify some point on each and every the longer edges. I am talking about this longer edge. Imagine you are cutting. Imagine this is the axis. You are cutting along this direction. So now you are cutting along this direction. So once we have cut this at certain angle or on certain plane, so your cutting plane will cut this top edges. This edge also it cuts. This edge also it cuts, and this edge also it cuts. So there is a cutting plane will cut all 4 or 5 edges. Those points are to be identified in the case of the development of lateral surface. Or in simple way, I think this you can understand. So you are cutting, imagine you have an axis point O1. You can imagine one 60 degree line. You are drawing 60 degree line here. Imagine you are drawing one 60 degree line. Once you draw 60 degree line, this 60 degree line will intersect each and every longer edge. Imagine it will intersect, as per our problem, it passes through this corner. This corner is 1. Then imagine already 60 degrees line is like this. It will intersect the front longer edge, and also it intersect backside edge. It also sometimes intersect the rightmost edge depending upon the inclination, or also it cuts top edge this point as well as this point. Those points you have to identify. So now you can understand, I think. So we have one 60 degree line. Imagine you're cutting like this. Cutting line like this. As per our problem is concerned, once you cut like this, the 60 degree line will intersect this point. It passes through this point. It will cut this vertical line or vertical edge. This will cut this vertical edge also. Then finally get to point 1, 2, 3. It may cuts other line point also. So finally you get 3 to 4 point. So any doubt here? If you, this is the some important step. You have any doubt here? Cutting plane.
Sir, can you explain that 60-degree part again?
Okay, okay. I'm explaining just what I'll do is I'll take this one more diagram. I think PPT is visible, no? No? Is it visible PPT?
Yes, sir.
So now, so first you have to construct square. First, as usual, you know how to draw the top view of the square. Then you draw the corresponding front view of the square. So it is almost similar to the projection of the square prism. So once you finish the front view and top view of the square, so normally you have to do the front view. You have to construct the front view with thin and light line. That's the first part. You may make thin and light line. So afterwards, so already you have constructed the square. Draw one 15 mm line. Draw one line at a distance of 15 mm from the top horizontal line, because this 60 already you have height of the prism is 65 mm. Height of the prism is 65 mm. Already you have we have it is not given correctly. Otherwise it will be A. This point is A dash. This point is C dash. You mark A dash C dash. So this point is A, B, C, D, and top also A1, B1, C1, D1. This become A1, B1, C1, D1. That's a marking. They are not follow the correct convention. Okay. Anyhow, you are at a we have a horizontal line at a height of 65 mm. That's you use to already you are used 65 mm to construct front view of the square prism. Then from 65 mm horizontal line, mark 15 mm below, because there is one statement like this. Your cutting by is it is cut by an inclined plane 60 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. I'm talking about it is passing through a point on the axis at a distance of 15 mm from the top face. So that means we have cutting plane. You have to draw one line. Cutting plane is nothing but a imagine. You can imagine a knife. You are cutting this complete. Imagine it is made of paper or some other material, very sophisticated material. You cut it. So your cutting plane is at a height of 15 mm. It intersects the axis of the prism at a height of 15 mm. That means from the top face or at a distance of 65 mm, you already have one horizontal line. Draw one more horizontal line from the top face. So this you can draw horizontal line. Any difficulty in drawing horizontal line at a height at a distance of 15 mm?
No, sir.
No. Then after drawing horizontal line, this horizontal line will intersect the axis of the prism. Again, in the they're not mentioned the axis. We have the center point O1. So this bottom point is O1. This top point is O1, O dash. This top point is O dash. Bottom point is O1 dash. This line itself is an axis line. So this 15 mm horizontal line will cut the axis line about this point. You are getting this particular point. That means we have cutting plane. The inclination of the cutting plane is 60 degree. It passes through it is passes through the axis point. This particular axis point is 15 mm from the top face. Already you have drawn 15 mm. Then this 15 mm will intersect the axis line or center line. So about this particular point, you have to draw one 60 degree line. You cannot draw the 60 degree line before. First, you have to draw a horizontal line at a distance of 15 mm. Then this horizontal line will intersect the axis line or center line. From this particular point, draw one 60 degree line. So now this 60 degree line is nothing but a cutting plane. You're chopping that top portion. So when you're going for the cutting, it will intersect the each and every edges, the longer edges. I'm showing the longer edges. Imagine we have one edge. This is A1. This point is A1, A1 dash. This is one edge. Exactly to cut this particular corner. There is a one more edge. That is the front edge is B1. The front edge is B1. That particular cutting plane cut the front edge at point 2. It will cut the same edge the backside edge at the point 5. It will cut the top surface at 4, the backside, the top surface, top front surface at 3, the backside surface at 4. That you can understand better with this diagram. So now you are cutting plane. So imagine this is the somewhere point here. You are cutting like this. So it will cut the this particular longer edge at this particular point 1. Then they have given 2 and 4. So once a cutting plane, this is, you will get this 60-degree line will intersect this particular vertical edge at one particular point. That point they are referred as a 2. Behind there is one more point, there's a 3. And top, it will intersect this 60-degree will intersect the top plane also. Here you will get 1 point, and behind you will get one more point. Finally, you will get how many points? So 1, 2, here 3, and 4 and 5. Finally, you get around 4 to 5 points because your top portion is removed. So once top portion is removed, each and every vertical edge, so we'll get one cutting point. Those points are shown here. So it will cut the line A1 at 1, and similarly it will cut the line B1 or vertical edge B1 at 2. There is one more behind edge D1 I can see here. So imagine this is A1, this is the point 1. It cut, you can imagine on 60-degree line. So 60-degree line will cut the front edge. This will be the point 2. So above this everything is removed. And the same cutting plane will cut the backside edge also. So when it cut the backside edge, this is point 1, this is 2. So imagine this is a 2, and behind there is a one more edge D1. It will cut the D1 at some other point. Just 1 minute. Then it will cut this point also. This point is referred as 3, and here it will cut the 60-degree line, cut this point also. That means, so 60-degree line cuts or intersect this particular edge. 60-degree line intersect this particular edge. 60-degree line is intersect this vertical edge. This 60-degree line intersect this leftmost vertical edge. Also 60-degree line is intersect or cuts the backside, the longer edge also. Those points are shown here. This is little bit imagination only. So we have only A1. Your 60-degree line cuts A1 line, this vertical line exactly at A. Same 60-degree line will cut the B1 line B1 at 2. The 2 is nothing but, if you see this diagram, so somewhere here you will get 2. So exactly behind there is a one more longer edge. That point on the longer edge is 5. So exactly behind there is a one more edge D1. So same 60-degree line intersect D1 at a point 5. Because why they are given the point is, so 1, 2, 3, 4 means, so 1 correspond to the edge A1, 2 correspond to edge B1, 3 and 4 correspond to this particular point, and finally 5 correspond to backside edge. In the similar way, it will cut the top faces. You can see here. So this 3 correspond to, it will cut the top face BC at 3, and same DC cuts at 4. That you can see here. This diagram you can understand better. So this is 3. The 60-degree line will intersect this edge. That point is C, and behind we'll get one more point. That point is 4. 60-degree line will cut this edge. That particular point is 3. This will cut this point, this edge also. That will be the 4. You can see here. This is 3. 3 is correspond to BC because it cuts top face. I'm not talking about the bottom face. So it will cut the top face at point 3, and behind there is a one more face. That is nothing but 4. This point is 3. This point is 4. So you are marking 3 and 4. Now this is front view is over now. Now you have the section plane. On that particular plane, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we know once you open the rectangle, So open the square prism lateral surfaces, will get one long rectangle. The length of the rectangle is, it is nothing but opening of this. Already you have shown this. You can see it better. So finally we get 4 rectangle. This edge is 40 mm, this edge is 40 mm, this edge is 40 mm, this edge is 40 mm. Finally 160 mm. Length is 40 into 4, that is 160 mm. Already we have the XY line. Draw one horizontal line from the XY line and draw the horizontal line from the top face. Then after drawing the horizontal line from the top face, then divide this rectangle 160 mm into 4 rectangles. 4 rectangles are nothing but like this. We have rectangle A, one more rectangle, internal small rectangles, one more small rectangle A, one more small rectangle B, one more small rectangle A, C, one more small rectangle D. We have bigger rectangle, we have rectangle, long rectangle. That rectangle you have to divide into 4 equal parts. So one is correspond to AB, CD, BC, CD, and DA. A will come because we are opening from the front. So once you open from this end, so this is AA, and finally last is also AA only. This edge is leftmost is AA, the rightmost is AA. That means, so imagine you are cutting this. We have longer edge. Take the scissor from cut from this point to this point. If you open it, imagine this is A and this is A1. If you open it, on the leftmost side will get AA1. The rightmost side also will get AA1. Same thing is shown here. The leftmost vertical line is AA1. The rightmost vertical line is again AA1. Then at every 40 mm mark, draw one mark B is again at a distance of 40 mm. B to C is again 40 mm. C to D is again 40 mm. D to A is again 40 mm. You construct smaller 4 rectangles. After constructing this smaller rectangle, draw one horizontal line from 1 that will intersect A1. Better to mark A this point. Go ahead along with this diagram only. So this will intersect vertical line A at 1. Then similarly, from 2, draw one horizontal line. Draw one horizontal line. So once you draw one horizontal line, because 2 is correspond to longer at B, longer at B. So 2 will intersect this longer at B at this particular point. You are drawing horizontal line, it will intersect B at point 2, and 3 correspond to BC. You can, after getting this 3, 4, you can get the point BC also. So now 3 correspond to BC. You draw one horizontal line. Already we have BC, this distance you know. BC, this B3, this distance you have to take. This distance, I think, as per this diagram, is considered 12.87. From this point to this point, it is 12.87 after constructing. Or take the compass. Already we have the point 3. Or after getting 3 and 4, draw one vertical line. Get the same point 3 here because it's a true length. And similarly, this is point 3. Then this point is C. So you have to get 4. We know the C4 distance in the from the top view. Mark, get the C4 distance from the top view, C4. This is C4. So we'll get 4. Then after drawing horizontal line, so it will intersect D line at 0.5. And as usual, it intersect the line 1, this vertical line A at 1. So finally, you have to join 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. This is the development. After cutting this and after opening this, we'll get one sheet of this kind. Only this portion is removed, this portion is removed. This line should be thin and light. This portion should be thin and light. Only bottom portion you have to make it dark. This edge you have to make it dark. This vertical edge is only from 5 to D you have to make it dark. Then 2 to B you have to make it dark. This line completely dark. Only this below the portion, this is the retained portion. This is already removed. This portion is already removed or chopped off. Only this portion you have to make it dark. I think, yeah, do you have any especially, do you have any doubt here to getting marking the point 1, 2, 3, 4? You have to imagine and you have to mark. Construction is easy. I hope now what I'll do is I want to do one more problem. So I'll give 15 minutes break now. Now it is exactly in my watch. It is otherwise it is continuous for 1 hour. I may require another half an hour to explain another one problem. So then afterwards you can do drawing. Your wish. That's a discussion session. So now what I'll do is give 15 minutes break. So exactly in otherwise 15 or exactly at 3:10 will start. Exactly at 3:10 will start. So next session is not practice session. I'm explaining one more problems on pentagonal prism. After finishing that, I may require another half an hour. I think from 3:10 to 3:40. I think within 3:40 I'll finish it. So afterwards you can practice by yourself. No, the discussion session today, or if you want any discussion, we'll have a discussion in the tomorrow class. I hope it is okay. We get another 20 minutes break. Exactly at 3:10 we'll meet. We will meet at 3:10. I'll send one more thing. Otherwise, I'll keep this session open as it is. So you can rejoin afterwards. Also, you can rejoin. Otherwise, I have to invite you once again. It's better to invite because other 20 minutes it take a lot of data also. So I'll invite you at exactly at 3:20. Join the class. All of you join the class exactly at 3:20 once again. So again 3:20 to 3:40. I am doing one more development of lateral surface of the pentagonal prism. One problem I am going to do. Afterwards, you practice. That's your wish. Afterwards, you can join the session or view the session, your wish. But 3:10 to 3:40, you have another session. Please join after 20 minutes. Now I'll give 20 minutes break. Otherwise, if you continuously explain, you may not understood. That's why I'm giving around 15 to 20 minutes break. We'll meet at 3:10. Okay. I hope it is okay. It is compulsory. All of you should join. It is not the discussion session today. It is compulsory. This lecture session. All of you should join, and I will take the attendance from the next session, not now. I am leaving the session. I will invite you once again.